The latest edition of the annual Demographia International Housing Affordability Survey for 2018 continues to demonstrate the fact that we have major issues here. In fact, there are no affordable or moderately affordable markets in Australia, none. Hi, I'm Martin North, Principal Analyst at Digital Finance Analytics. The latest Demographia report makes uncomfortable reading. The major markets of Australia at 6.6, New Zealand at 8.8 and China at 19.4 are, they say, severely unaffordable. By international standards, houses are big in both Australia and New Zealand, but relatively unaffordable. Using a standard methodology across geographies, the study benchmarks affordability of middle-income housing using an index on average prices and incomes, formerly called median multiple, median house price divided by median household income. Sydney is the second worst in terms of affordability after Hong Kong, with Melbourne, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Geelong, Adelaide, Brisbane, Hobart, Perth, Cairns and Canberra all near the top of the list. In recent decades, house prices have escalated far above household incomes in many parts of the world. In some metropolitan markets, house prices have doubled, tripled or even quadrupled relative to household incomes. Typically, the housing markets rated severely unaffordable have more restrictive land use policy, usually urban containment. Sydney is again Australia's least affordable market with a median multiple of 12.9 and ranks second overall worst, trailing Hong Kong. Sydney's housing affordability has worsened by the equivalent of 6.6 years in pre-tax median household income since 2001. This is a more than doubling of the median multiple. In contrast, Sydney's housing affordability worsened less than 1/4 as much between 1981 and 2001. At 12.9, Sydney's median multiple is the poorest major housing affordability ever recorded by the survey outside Hong Kong. Additionally, the UBS Global Real Estate Bubble Index rates Sydney as having the world's fourth worst housing risk, tied with Vancouver. Melbourne has a median multiple of 9.9 and is the fifth least affordable major housing market internationally. Only Hong Kong, Sydney, Vancouver and San Jose are less affordable than Melbourne. Melbourne's median multiple has deteriorated from 6.3 in 2001 and under 3 in the early 1980s. Since 2001, median house prices have increased the equivalent of more than 3 years in pre-tax median household income. Adelaide has a severely unaffordable 6.6 median multiple and is the 16th least affordable of the 92 major markets. Brisbane has a median multiple of 6.2 and is ranked 18 least affordable, while Perth, with a median multiple of 5.9, is 21st least affordable major housing market in Australia. The report argues that the key to both housing affordability and an affordable standard of living is a competitive market that produces housing, including the cost of associated land, at production costs, including competitive profit margins. None of that currently exists on Australia, with land prices sky high, linked to lack of supply, which is strange given the size of the country, as well as the financialisation of property and the massive investment sector. In contrast with well-functioning housing markets, virtually all the severely unaffordable major housing markets covered in the report have restrictive land use regulation, overwhelmingly urban containment. A typical strategy for limiting or prohibiting new housing on the urban fringe an urban growth boundary which leads to and is intended to lead to an abrupt gap in land values. Australia is perhaps the least densely populated major country in the world, but state governments have contrived to drive land prices in major urban areas to very high levels, with the result that housing in major state capitals has become severely unaffordable. We have a real structural problem, which so far everybody wants to ignore, hoping that somehow more property supply will fix the problem. Sorry guys, it won't. If you found this useful, do leave a comment, like the post, and check back next time. I'm Martin North, Principal Analyst at Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching.